School bonds and levies are right around the corner for numerous school districts in Idaho. But some rural districts are having a hard time convincing voters to cough up the extra cash. Tammy Scardino joins us live in studio with more.
This spring, West Ada, formerly the Meridian School District, successfully passed a $28 million levy, but in the town of Wilder, a much smaller $600,000 levy failed. As cuts to school funding continue, the question remains whether less affluent districts are feeling the pinch.
Since the recession, Idaho has continued to spend less and less on public education. In many districts, these cuts are supplemented with levies taxed from constituents in the district. But in less affluent districts, often in rural areas, it's hard to convince people to pay more taxes. Outgoing public school superintendent Tom Luna says he's tried to counter this problem.
Meridian actually receives the lowest amount of any other school district in the state from the state. And so even with their supplemental, the Meridian School District spends less per student than most districts in the state of Idaho because we send a considerable amount per student to our smaller districts.
The issue is availability of resources. With more people living closely in the city, sharing resources is easier compared to rural areas. And the number of children in rural districts is shrinking.
And if the state funds based on a per student basis, which they should, then it stands to reason that if we have fewer students this year than we did last year, we're going to receive less money. How do we manage that?
Two options being discussed are to change the funding so even more money is given to rural districts per child, or to consolidate resources between districts. The latter is already being explored.
With the miracle of technology, we've been able to connect every school to each other. And so you have teachers in some of our larger districts teaching classes to students in smaller districts where those students never had access to before.
In the future, we could see technology break through the walls of schools, bringing educational resources to students anywhere, anytime.
Now on Tuesday, voters in the West Ada District vote on a $102 million bond. The Wendell District is asking for a $1.5 million bond. The Wilder and Bruno Grandview districts seek separate $600,000 supplemental levies. Live in studio, Tammy Scardino, today's 6 on Your Side.